Have you ever stopped to think about how the first hours of the day can define everything that comes afterward? Often, we start our mornings on autopilot, already running after tasks and worries. But there is a powerful choice that can completely change the course of your day and even your life: starting the day with God. Devoting the first minutes of your morning to the Creator is more than a habit. It's a decision that brings peace, strength, and purpose. When you choose to connect with God early, something changes. Your mind organizes itself, your heart finds balance, and you gain the confidence that no matter what happens, He is with you. In this video, we will understand how this simple practice can profoundly impact your day and prepare you to face any challenge. Stay until the end and discover how including God in your daily routine can positively surprise your goals and accomplishments for the day and your life, leading to unimaginable results when we prioritize God in our day. Let's jump into our video for today. But first, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because in the upcoming videos, I'll bring a series of content like this that will lead you to reflection and a desire to seek to be closer to God, finding the best for your life and walk with Him. Imagine the soft sound of the alarm ringing. Outside, the sun begins to light up the sky, still quiet, and you feel that unique moment when the day is about to begin. It's as if the world stops for a few seconds, giving you the chance to decide, how will I start my day today? Maybe you feel like grabbing your phone, checking messages, or scrolling through social media. But what if today you chose something different? What if today you decided to start with God? This moment is powerful. You sit on the bed or in a quiet corner, close your eyes, and speak to the Creator. There's no need for complicated words, just an open heart. Lord, thank you for this new day. Guide me, strengthen me, be with me every step of the way. And as you speak, something begins to change within you. It's as if a silent peace takes over the environment. Anxiety fades away, worries lose their weight, and suddenly, everything seems clearer. Speaking to God early in the morning is like charging a special battery, one that not only gives you energy but also peace, strength, and direction. It's like adjusting the focus on your camera. Before, everything seemed a little blurry, but now you see clearly what really matters. The tasks that once seemed overwhelming are now just steps of a day that God has already prepared for you. This small habit, no matter how simple it seems, has the power to transform your entire perspective. Maybe today you will face difficult challenges, or maybe the day will be filled with moments of joy and surprises. In both cases, starting the day with God prepares you for everything. He gives you calm in tense situations and gratitude in victories. Now, I want to show you how this act, just a few minutes in the morning, can be the turning point in your life. It's not just about creating a ritual or following a routine. It's about connecting with the One who created you and sustains you. Let's explore together how this habit can transform not just your day, but your way of living, thinking, and even loving. Are you ready for this experience? Let's go together. God has something incredible in store for you. I want to hear your story. Comment below an experience of yours or someone close to you where God's promises became reality. Let's strengthen our faith together and inspire more people with these moments of hope and transformation. The morning is one of the most precious moments of our day, a peaceful pause before the fast pace and demands of the world take over. In that moment, when the sun is still rising and the world seems silent, you have the chance to make a choice that can transform not just your day but your entire life. Seeking God before anything else. Think of this as a starting point. When you wake up, and instead of getting lost in social media or worrying about the day ahead, you dedicate the first few minutes to the Creator. You don't just start the day intentionally, but you place your life in a new perspective. By making this choice early in the morning, you find something that no other activity can offer: wisdom to make decisions clearly, peace to face challenges with serenity, and perhaps most importantly, the certainty that, no matter what the day brings, you are not alone. It is in the quiet of the morning, when everything is peaceful, that God has the opportunity to speak directly to your heart. He offers you guidance, gives you strength, and prepares your soul for what lies ahead. And even if the day brings difficult moments, you will be emotionally and spiritually prepared to face them with confidence and balance. God's grace, just like the manna He sent to the people of Israel in the desert, is a gift renewed daily. That manna had to be gathered early in the morning before the sun rose completely. Similarly, divine grace is available to you in the first hours of the morning, waiting to be received. It is a spiritual sustenance that renews your mind, calms your emotions, and fills your heart with hope. When you dedicate this moment to God, you remember something profound and essential: your true identity as a son or daughter of the King. This reminder gives you the strength to face the day's challenges, knowing that your life has a unique and special purpose and that God walks by your side every step of the way. Prioritizing God's presence early in the morning is not just a good spiritual practice, but a necessity to ensure balance and direction throughout the day. It is like adjusting the rudder of a boat before setting sail. Without this adjustment, the boat may follow its course, but it could end up drifting off course or being carried away by unforeseen storms. When you begin your day in communion with God, you align with His divine purpose, and your mind and spirit become more centered, guided by the peace that comes from Him. This does not mean that you will be free from difficulties, but rather that the way you deal with them will be completely different. With God leading the way, you have the security of knowing that, no matter the challenges, you are on the right path. Imagine yourself on a boat, about to navigate unknown waters. The sun is just beginning to rise on the horizon, and the sea ahead is still calm, but you don't know what it holds. It could be a peaceful day with gentle winds, or a turbulent one with crashing waves. Before moving forward, you do something essential. You adjust the rudder, check the direction, and make sure everything is in order, preparing yourself for the journey ahead. Starting the day with God is exactly like that, an act of trust. By doing this, you are saying in your heart, "Lord, I don't know what this day will bring, but I trust that you are guiding my boat." This morning connection goes beyond a simple habit or routine. It is a deep moment of pause, where you breathe and connect with the source of all strength, a place where you find renewal and wisdom for what's to come. When you talk to God, you receive something that no other commitment can offer: the ability to see things clearly, to perceive beyond situations that may seem difficult at first glance. Suddenly, the problems that once seemed huge begin to appear smaller, more manageable. Your spiritual vision expands, and you start to see opportunities to be light in areas of darkness, to bring comfort where there is pain, and to show love where there seems to be only conflict. Now, imagine the day ahead of you. Perhaps it will bring unexpected events, unforeseen difficulties, or even situations that test your patience. But something has changed. You are no longer facing these battles alone. God is with you, walking by your side, holding your hand. It is this certainty, this constant presence, that completely changes the way you face any obstacle. That difficulty that seemed insurmountable now becomes an opportunity to trust even more in God's power, to see how He can transform even the toughest moments into something that, with His help, you can overcome. This trust is not something that is built overnight. It is cultivated daily, a small step of faith each morning. When you start the day by handing everything over to God, no matter what happens in the hours to come, your mind and heart are strengthened. You feel more prepared, not because everything will be perfect, but because you know that, whatever happens, you have a faithful and powerful ally by your side. This trust gives you the courage you need to move forward, one step at a time, with faith, hope, and serenity. At the end of the day, starting your day with God is not just about facing challenges or dealing with difficulties. It is about living with a higher purpose, knowing that every small act you perform, whether it's a word of encouragement, a kind gesture, or a wise decision, is an expression of God's love through you. This daily practice of connecting with God doesn't just transform your day. It transforms your life, reminding you every day that, no matter what happens, you are never alone on this journey. Now, if you feel that this message made a difference to you, leave a like below. This not only helps spread this content to more people, but it also motivates us to continue bringing words of hope and transformation to your life. Don't forget to share, and remember, each new day is an opportunity to start again with God by your side. Devoting the first minutes of your day to God is much more than just an act of faith. It's a true gift you give to yourself. Think of it like opening a window in a dark room, allowing the light to come in and illuminate every corner, dissipating the darkness and bringing clarity. When you begin your morning by thanking God for everything you have, something magical happens. Your heart fills with joy, as if the very essence of gratitude floods your being. Your mind, previously consumed by the worries and rush of the day, begins to gain a new perspective. Instead of focusing on what isn't working, you start seeing what really matters. Gratitude works like a natural remedy, easing the weight of anxieties and replacing fear with renewed hope, with a sense that, yes, it's possible to overcome any challenge. Imagine it like adjusting the focus of your life's camera, setting aside distractions and negativity, and finally being able to see clearly what's essential, what has value, and what truly deserves your time and energy. This moment with God goes beyond just a simple act of thanksgiving. It becomes a refuge for your soul. Amid the chaos of daily life, when responsibilities seem to pile up and problems appear without warning, you find in God's presence a space of tranquility and peace. It's the perfect moment to stop, breathe, and bring before Him everything that's troubling you. The fears that sometimes paralyze us, the anxieties that drain our energy, the doubts that keep us awake at night, all of these can be laid before God. Imagine it as a heavy backpack that you carry every day. When you approach God and place that burden at His feet, the relief is immediate. You feel like you can finally rest. You know that He is taking care of every detail of your life, even those problems that seem too big to solve on your own. You realize that, by trusting God, the weight becomes lighter and the load more bearable. This small act of surrender is not just about finding peace, it also brings clarity. It's as if you are cleaning the fogged-up glass of a window. Everything around you becomes sharper and more understandable. You begin to see the priorities of your day with more clarity. Problems that once seemed enormous now become situations you can face with calmness and confidence. You start to see solutions where you once saw difficulties, and your mind opens to new possibilities. This moment of connection with God is not just a spiritual ritual, it's a true emotional and spiritual recharge. It gives you the strength to face whatever comes, knowing that even in the most challenging moments, you are not alone. God is your rock, your source of strength and wisdom, and with Him by your side, you can weather any storm. As the day progresses, you start to notice the lasting impact of this connection. The worries and challenges don't disappear entirely, but instead of dominating your mind and emotions, they lose the power to paralyze you. The peace you experienced early on becomes a solid foundation on which you can build the rest of your day. The gratitude you felt when connecting with God in the morning turns into a positive cycle that not only influences your attitude but also impacts those around you. When you begin your day with God, you are transformed, and that transformation spreads to others. Your energy becomes more balanced, your outlook more positive, and your faith stronger. Devoting the first minutes of your day to God is not just a spiritual practice. It's a powerful and transformative habit that reverberates in every area of your life. It brings peace to your mind, hope to your spirit, and renewal to your heart. This simple action of starting your day with God creates a deep impact, helping you live with more purpose, more clarity, and more confidence. Now, if you feel this message has touched your heart, leave a like below. This makes all the difference for the channel and helps us reach even more people, bringing a word of faith and encouragement to those who need to hear it. Your participation is essential for us to continue sharing these moments of inspiration and strengthening our trust in God. Let's spread this message together and trust in God's promises for our lives. Imagine a builder, early in the morning, starting the work on a house. Before raising the walls, placing the roof, or thinking about any finishing touches, he dedicates the necessary time to ensure the foundation of the house is solid and firm. He doesn't rush this process. He knows that without a strong foundation, everything else will be unstable. The house may look nice on the outside, but it won't be able to withstand strong winds or storms. The same happens with our spiritual life. Before we start facing the world outside, we need to build a solid foundation. And that foundation is our spiritual routine. Establishing a routine of prayer and Bible reading is like building this foundation. Without it, our minds and hearts can become disorganized, weak, and vulnerable to the day's difficulties. However, when you dedicate time to connect with God early in the morning, you prepare your soul to face challenges with firmness, balance, and purpose. Your spiritual routine becomes the foundation that supports every moment of your day, helping you stay focused and centered no matter what storms may arise. Now, think about the start of your day. When you wake up, you have a choice. You can follow the automatic impulses of your day-to-day life, letting the rush of tasks and worries take over, or you can decide to start with purpose. Imagine the difference it makes to begin your day with a moment of prayer and reflection, setting aside a few minutes to connect with God. It doesn't need to be a long meditation or a complicated prayer. Even 5 minutes dedicated to God can completely transform your perspective. This small gesture changes the course of your day because you're putting God at the center before anything else. Visualize this. You wake up, get out of bed, and choose a quiet corner, free from distractions, where you can be alone with God. It could be a corner of your living room, the balcony, or even your bedroom. You grab your Bible and begin reading, perhaps following a simple reading plan that speaks deeply to your heart. As you read, something begins to happen. The whirlwind of thoughts that you carry with you upon waking starts to diminish. Your mind, once full of concerns, begins to calm. The anxiety that used to overwhelm you, maybe from the moment you woke up, is replaced by a sense of peace. Your view of the tasks and challenges ahead begins to adjust. It's as if you are cleaning the fogged-up window of your soul, allowing God's light to enter and illuminate your vision, giving you clarity and focus. Over time, this small habit of starting the day with God becomes much more significant than just a ritual. It becomes a true living connection with the Creator. You begin to eagerly anticipate this moment because you know that it's there, in that small space of time, that your faith is renewed. Your mind and heart are aligned with God's divine purpose for your day. This time with God not only brings peace, but also gives you strength and wisdom to handle the problems and challenges that arise throughout the day. You learn to see difficult situations with more hope, knowing that God is by your side, guiding each step. Even interactions with people become gentler, more patient, more loving, because your soul is being transformed by God's presence. This is the power of a well-established spiritual routine. It not only prepares you for challenges, but also strengthens your relationship with God. When you begin the day with Him, with faith and gratitude, the rest of your day becomes more centered and purposeful. Over time, you realize that these daily minutes are not just a practice to follow, but they become an essential part of your life. They are the solid foundation that sustains your Christian walk. And along this journey, each new day becomes an opportunity to live closer to the Lord, with the confidence that He is always by your side, guiding, strengthening, and renewing your life. Just like a mason doesn't start building a house without ensuring the foundation is ready, we can't start our day without ensuring that our spiritual foundation is solid. By doing so, our life becomes more stable, focused, and filled with purpose. The foundation of our faith is what prepares us for the challenges, storms, and joys to come. It's the assurance that, no matter what happens, we are firm and secure, because the foundation in God never fails. Morning worship and gratitude are not just simple spiritual practices. They are moments of deep connection with God, capable of transforming the way you live the rest of your day. Think of it as a reset button for your soul, where you start your daily journey aligned with the source of your strength and peace. When you start the day with worship, whether singing, praising, or simply giving thanks, it's like opening the windows of your heart to let the light of God illuminate every corner of your life. This simple yet powerful act not only fills your spirit with joy but also prepares you to face whatever comes with a heart full of hope. Now, imagine waking up on any given morning with your mind full of tasks and challenges, and the pressure already starting to build. What usually happens is that our mind starts to worry about everything that needs to be done: meetings, commitments, to-do lists. But what if, instead, you made a different choice? What if, upon waking up, you set aside the weight of your worries and, instead of grabbing your phone or getting lost in the mental whirlwind, you put on some worship music? You allow those words to resonate within you, gently, while your soul opens up to God's presence. It's as if each note of music is a key to push away the stress and bring to the surface the certainty of God's goodness. Music has this unique power to touch the deepest parts of our being, to calm fears, and to bring a sense of renewal. And when combined with the truth of God's Word, it can transform your mind and redirect your focus. Instead of thinking about your worries, you start focusing on God's faithfulness, on His ability to take care of every detail of your life. It's like a spiritual alignment, where you're no longer overwhelmed by tasks, but filled with the peace that comes from the Lord. Gratitude, in turn, is one of the most powerful tools we can use. By starting the day with thanksgiving, you completely change your perspective. It can be something simple like the fact that you're alive, that you have a roof over your head, or even that you feel the warmth of the morning sun. When you recognize these small gifts, you see how God's hand is present in everything around you, even in things that seem ordinary. This simple act of acknowledging gratitude is like a key that unlocks doors, allowing you to see the abundance that already exists in your life. What's more, it opens space for more blessings to come, because when we are thankful, our vision widens and we become more receptive to God's gifts. This morning habit of worship and gratitude is not just a beautiful gesture, but a powerful weapon against the adversities we face daily. It strengthens our spirit, renewing our trust in God, and prepares our hearts to face challenges with faith and serenity. Furthermore, it reminds us of something essential, that even in difficult times, there is always something to praise. This practice teaches us to value the present and cultivate an attitude of hope. Even when everything seems difficult, you begin to understand that, by worshiping and giving thanks, you are focusing on the good things, the blessings that are often overlooked. When worship and gratitude become part of your day from the moment you wake up, your outlook on life begins to change. You begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles, you start to feel more peace in your heart, and spread more love and kindness wherever you go. They are not grand gestures, but small acts of faith that, when added together, have the power to transform not only your day, but your entire life. After all, a heart full of praise and gratitude is a reflection of someone who has placed God at the center of everything. He transforms the way you live, think, and act, and that reverberates in the people around you, touching their lives and leading them to experience God's peace and love as well. These daily moments of connection with God are not just a spiritual practice, but a foundation that strengthens us and prepares us to live with more purpose. Every prayer, every song, every word of gratitude is a seed planted that, over time, grows and bears fruits of peace, hope, and love. Imagine the end of a regular day. The sun sets on the horizon, and the house begins to fall silent, as if the world around you is slowing down. The street lights gently shine, and the frantic pace of the day starts to fade. In this moment, you have a precious pause, a space to reflect on what has happened and what is to come. In this peaceful instant, you make a decision. You're going to take the first step towards something that can transform your life. You calmly pick up your Bible, choose a special corner of the house. It could be that spot by the window where the soft evening light comes in, or a quiet place where you can focus. Maybe you place a small notebook beside you, ready to jot down a reflection, or mark the next passage to read. This simple act of organizing is not just a gesture of preparation, but like planting a seed for what will come tomorrow. Now, the new day begins. The alarm rings, and with it comes the temptation to just go on autopilot. The workday, responsibilities, and distractions are already waiting for you. Social media, emails, to-do lists, everything seems to scream for your attention. But this time, something is different. Your space is prepared. Your Bible is within reach, and you know exactly what you're going to do. There is no more hesitation. Even though it's early, you sit down, take a deep breath, and dedicate the first minutes of the day to the Creator. It may only be a few minutes, but those minutes are incredibly powerful. They have the power to transform your heart and mind. It is in this small act of surrender and connection with God that you find peace for your soul, strength for the day, and direction for the challenges ahead. Instead of starting the day in a rush and chaos, you begin with purpose, with calmness, allowing the Spirit of God to guide your thoughts and actions from the very first moment. However, it's important to remember that not every day will be perfect. There will be moments when the alarm will be ignored, when exhaustion will speak louder, or when unforeseen events will steal the time you had planned for this moment of connection. And that's okay. God knows your heart. He sees your intentions and your effort. He knows how much you desire to be closer to Him, and He values every attempt, no matter how small. These moments of failure, these little routine failures, are not the end of the journey but an opportunity to start over. Every morning, God renews His mercy and grace for you, offering a new chance to begin again. And even if you can't follow your spiritual routine as planned, don't despair. The beauty of this walk lies in learning to rise again, knowing that with every new dawn, you have the chance to start fresh, and that He will always be by your side, ready to renew your strength and peace. The key to making this habit constant, lasting, and meaningful lies in the intention with which you practice it. It's important to focus on the benefits this time with God brings to your life. When you start your day with Him, your mind calms, your confidence grows, and your heart aligns with His will. By doing this, you are not only performing a spiritual task but building a solid foundation for the whole day. It's not about perfection, but about consistency, taking the first steps in the right direction. And over time, this becomes as natural as breathing. The daily practice of dedicating your first minutes to God shapes your habits and the way you live, helping you to see the world and yourself with more clarity and serenity. Maintaining the habit of starting your day with God is a process of continuous learning and growth. Instead of striving for perfection, it's important to understand that failure is part of the journey. The important thing is to always take the next step. This habit, when done sincerely, will strengthen you spiritually and emotionally. It gives you the peace to deal with challenges, the courage to face the unexpected, and the confidence that, even in difficulties, you are not alone. Every morning, you have the opportunity to be closer to God, to grow in His grace, and to be shaped in His image. And it doesn't matter how many times you need to start over. Every new day, God gives you a fresh chance to begin the journey, to seek His presence, and to strengthen your faith. What matters is the constant movement forward, even if it's in small steps. Because it's in this continuous movement of seeking and trusting that you will discover, day after day, the peace, strength, and clarity that only God can offer. And, in the end, you will realize that it's no longer just about starting the day. It's about living every moment with purpose, knowing that the foundation of your life is rooted in God's presence. Imagine waking up on an ordinary morning. The sky is beginning to lighten, the air is still fresh, and the silence in the house creates a rare moment of calm. Everything seems so routine. You reach for your phone, check messages, scroll through social media, and within minutes, your mind is already filled with tasks, commitments, and that feeling of always being behind. This is how many days begin, right? But what if it could be different? Now, imagine waking up and, before anything else, pausing for a moment. You take a deep breath, feel the air entering your lungs, and instead of grabbing your phone, you close your eyes and speak to God. Lord, this day is yours. Guide me, strengthen me, help me live for your glory. These simple words, spoken sincerely, begin to transform something inside of you. Worry gives way to calm, and a sense of peace fills your heart. It's not a peace that comes from what's around you, but from knowing that God is with you, taking care of every detail. This small act of faith has the power to change everything. When you start the day giving it to the Creator, your perspective on everything around you shifts profoundly. What once seemed like a burden, a heavy weight to carry, now becomes just another step you can take with confidence and faith, knowing you're not alone in this journey. You wake up with a new purpose, with a renewed mindset. Each challenge that arises during the day stops being a threat and becomes an opportunity to grow, a chance to learn and become stronger. Every person you meet turns into an opportunity to show love, empathy, and understanding, and each situation, no matter how simple, fits into a greater plan being orchestrated by God. Throughout the day, the difference made by this initial connection with God is immense. When the unexpected happens, and we all know it always does, you don't react with anxiety or frustration, but with confidence. Instead of being overwhelmed by fear or uncertainty, you remember that God is by your side, strengthening and guiding you every moment. And when victories arise, moments of joy, you don't see them just as fruits of your own effort, but as gifts that come from God. Your heart opens up to gratitude because you know He is the source of all the good in your life. This connection with God gives you a clear vision that, even in the most challenging moments, He is working in your favor, always with a plan of love and care for your life. Starting the day with God doesn't mean everything will be perfect. It's not about creating a flawless routine or eliminating all the problems you will face. Life continues with its difficulties, But the difference is that by starting the day with God, you gain strength, direction, and purpose to live each moment. You begin to look at situations in a different way, with a fresh perspective. Things won't stop being difficult, but you will feel more prepared to deal with them. It's the confidence of knowing that, regardless of obstacles, you have the strength to overcome them because God is by your side, guiding your steps. This practice doesn't transform the ordinary into the extraordinary simply because you start the day praying or reading the Word of God. It transforms your life because, by connecting with the Creator, you connect with the reason and purpose of your existence. You remember who you are, your value, the unconditional love God has for you, and this changes the way you face the world. When you start the day with God, everything that happens throughout the day takes on more meaning, more purpose. You begin to see that everything is part of a divine plan, and even in the little things, you can see God's hand guiding and blessing your life. So, why not try it? Tomorrow, when you wake up, choose to start the day with God. It doesn't have to be complicated, it doesn't need much time. Just a few minutes to talk to Him, ask for His guidance, give Him your challenges, and thank Him for everything He's done. Let Him guide you, strengthen you, and fill you with purpose. Try this practice and see how each morning can become the starting point for a life filled with more peace, more courage, and more meaning. By making this choice, you'll realize that your days take on a new light, and with it, a new way of living. More intentional, more centered in God, and more open to the blessings He has for you. So, did you like everything we talked about today? I hope you felt how starting the day with God can transform not just your mornings, but the way you live each moment. But here's an important notice: don't stop here. In the upcoming videos, we'll continue speaking directly to your heart, with messages that will inspire you, bring life, and help you see how true communion with the Creator can open doors you never imagined. God is always with you, and when we seek to live aligned with His will, we realize that we are never alone and that our prayers have power. Everything we ask for, according to God's will, He hears and answers in His perfect timing. So stay tuned. What's coming next will help you strengthen your walk even more. Don't miss the next video, because together, we will continue discovering how to live with more purpose and feel God's presence in every step. See you then.